Hey there. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Good to have you with us today. It's a fairly cold day up here in New Jersey. I'm actually sitting on the porch here. I think it's like 40, but the sun is coming in, so it feels a little warmer, which is kind of nice. And I just got back from a walk, and I was like, let me quickly dive into this a little bit and just kind of chat a little bit about newness. And I want to reference John 15. The verse says this: I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. And I know that if you guys follow along on Monday nights, we chatted about this verse on Monday in our Monday night worship live streams. If you don't do that, join us every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. davepettigrew.com. Just go there and you can join our community. But I've got a devotion here, but I wanted to first start by chatting about, the newness of the new year, right? It brings about a lot of new things. And I've been working out for probably the last 3 or 4 years. Nothing crazy, just a moderate workout in the mornings just to keep myself in shape and keep everything cooking and all that kind of stuff. But in the last week or so, I moved over to a new exercise program. I just have it on my phone, and I have a person that just walks me through. Like, it's this app, and it kind of guides you through a workout, right? It's got different workouts all over the place, and it's, they charge you whatever it is a month, but it's kind of neat because it just kind of shows you where to go, what to do, and how to do it, and then you can move on from there. But I moved over to a different app in the last week, and I got to tell you, this new app isn't working the same muscles that the old app was working, and I am so sore from the newness of this workout. And I was just out for a walk. I think I walked for about 2 miles. And I was just saying to myself, wow, my legs are really hurting, from this different form of squat that I did like 2 days ago, right? It's crazy. But part of it made me think about like the newness of something. Sometimes it's actually supposed to hurt, right? Sometimes it's supposed to, there's supposed to be a little pain in it to get to the next level, right? To get to the next thing. And so I found this devotion. I just want to read it really quick, but if we chat about John 15:5, right? So let me read the verse again. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. And then the devotion goes on to say this: the value of a branch is not measured by its height or its width, but by the amount and quality of the fruit that it bears. The same is true of my followers. So just so you know, this devotion is based on Jesus talking to us. So when it says my, it's Jesus saying my followers. You are not created to simply exist. You are not here merely to do that which entertains you and gratifies you and gratifies your desires. My Father is glorified when you bear much fruit and show yourself to be my disciple. Fruit that is eternal flows out of a heart that is being continually transformed by the washing and regenerating power of my words. This can happen only as you abide in me. As you abide in me when you spend time reading, studying, and prayerfully meditating on my teachings. As you do this, you will discover my promises and commands. As you step out in faith, believing my promises and obeying my commands, you will begin to bear much fruit in your life and in the lives of those I bring into your path. Huge point right there. Set aside time today to pour my words, my life, and my spirit into your mind and into your heart. Let me show you my heart and my desires for you. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, right? But I want to just go back to this couple of sentences. It says, you are not created simply to exist. You are not here merely to do that which entertains and gratifies your desires, but my Father is glorified when you bear much fruit and show yourself to be my disciple. And part of this, the reason I wanted to find something that kind of touched on this point today was because I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I just walked 2 miles. My legs are killing me because of this workout that I did, because it was so new. And the newness brings about sometimes pain, brings about hurt, it brings about all of these emotions where we're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe some of you guys are in the middle of a fast right now, right? January is a pretty good time. A lot of churches go into fasting, and a lot of churches just kind of dive into the idea of fasting because it's a great way to start the year. It's new. You focus on Jesus, all of this stuff. And we're doing it here. My wife and I, we're kind of diving into a little bit of a different diet, and it's frustrating. You know, sometimes at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, you're like, man, I just want a bag of chips, you know, or I just want to like have a Coke and relax. But that's not what it's about. It's about having a little bit of discipline to embrace the newness in our lives so that Jesus can bring something new to us, so then that we can then take that newness and push it out into the world. And I love what he said a little later on. He says, my commands, you will begin to bear much fruit in your life and the lives of those I bring into your path. Every single day we are being brought into a new place so that we can experience new people, right? New lives that can be changed by the hope and the love and the promises of Jesus. And we say this a lot. We're like, hey, always be a reflection of Jesus everywhere we go, everything we do, our reactions, our actions, everything that happens in our lives, be a reflection of Jesus. And right here in John, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. Right? So in the midst of all of the newness that maybe this January is bringing to you, just remember that Jesus is walking with you. And I'm not sure what that newness is, what it looks like in your life, what he's trying to do in your life. Maybe he's getting rid of some stuff so that he can bring in something new. Maybe he's causing a little bit of pain so that some newness can come in. I had a buddy who always used to say, you know, when you build a new house, it is a mess for a long time. Or when you remodel, right? There's always this messiness that happens and you're like, I can't wait to get through the messiness. But then you get to the end of it and you've got this new house and it's beautiful and you're able to live in it and it's this gorgeous thing. It's the same thing with our lives, with our hearts, with our minds, with our souls, everything that we're doing to draw us closer and closer to Jesus. He's going to mess things up. There's no way around it. And I can certainly speak from personal experience. Things were messed up for me a couple of years ago when this whole ministry went full time, and I was like, what is going on? You know, what do I do now? You know, this is all new. I don't quite know how to do this, how to perform this way, play this way, do this, you know, be involved in this type of, you know, quote unquote ministry. And here we are. We're 3 years into it. This is our third full year. It's been incredible. The people that God has brought into my path have been amazing, supportive. You guys, a lot of you guys that are members, incredibly supportive. So great to be able to share life with you. And so today I just wanted to, as my legs were hurting as I walked around, I just wanted to stop for a minute and say, embrace the new. Embrace all of the newness that God is bringing into your life. Let me read these verses again. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. Right? So embrace the newness that Jesus is bringing into your life. But in the midst of that newness, abide in him. Abide in all that he's bringing into your life. Abide in him through all of it. And then the second verse that they kind of reference is John 15:16. It's about 10 verses after this one. It says, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last. So this newness that you're bringing to your life, to your family, to your friends, to your friend circle, to your relationships, to everything, this newness that you're bringing, Jesus is here in the midst of it. And he wants us all to bear fruit in the middle of it. And that is a hard thing to embrace when you get right down to it. But when you look at it and you realize, and if you can just see down the way a little bit, just see down the road a little bit and say, okay, I'm going to embrace this now. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to like it. It will bring about change that I may not like, change that isn't comfortable. And And then maybe a year after that happens, look a little deeper and say, wow, that change, that hurt that I went through, that thing that I just didn't like at all, look what it's brought about. Look what it's made happen, you know? Look at the results of that. And that's where we can just continue to just say, Jesus, yes, I will abide in you today. And let your strength and your hope and your peace and your love into it so that we can make changes that we need to make. So it's kind of comforting, right? In a weird way, like, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last. So today, bear fruit. The newness that is being brought into your life, the newness that you're putting out into the world, let that bear fruit in the name of Jesus. All right? Man, it's hard. It's hard. I'm going to keep doing these workouts, and I'm going to keep trying to change things up in the midst of our community, in the midst of all of it. There's so much stuff that we need to change, but it's all good change. Okay? So start little. So start small. Okay? If you're going to do this, if you're going to say, okay, I'm changing this today, take little baby steps. I was talking to a buddy of mine about 2 weeks ago at a breakfast, and he said, I don't read a lot. And I said, I've really gotten into reading over the last couple of years, like a lot. Like, I'll read sometimes an hour and a half a day sometimes. And he said, how do you do that? And I said, well, it started small, right? You just say in the morning, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to take a minute, 2 minutes to read. I'm just reading for 2 minutes today. And that's it. And then the next day or the next week, maybe you shift that to 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. And you get there. You just start rolling through it. And it's the same thing with, we spoke about this probably a year ago. Meditating, right? Meditating is hard. Start with 30 seconds. And then go to a minute. Then go to 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 8 minutes or 10 minutes, but whatever. Start slowly, because you get so frustrated when you say, I'm going to go for an hour today. You're going to fall flat on your face within the first minute, because it's so hard to just kind of take that next step. So take a minute, take 30 seconds, start something new. And then the next day, it's all about the consistency. It's not about the length of time that you're doing it. It's about the consistency of doing it every single day. That's how we build habits that we need to keep in our lives. So focus on Jesus. Abide in him. Where's this little section? It says, my words, my life, and my spirit, pour it into your heart and your mind today. Okay? Hope you got something out of this. Thanks for being here today. We have an incredible community of people that are doing this daily. We have daily devotions that go out, weekly Bible studies, weekly worship videos. We have so many things that we're trying to just use to equip all of us together as a community that's a reflection, to be a reflection of Jesus. And it's called Join Days Band, and you can go to joindaysband.com and you can join us right there. It's a monthly membership site, and a portion of the proceeds goes right back to helping us sponsor kids. We've sponsored 18 kids in our membership area, and we want to sponsor more. And the way that we do that is by you coming on board and getting involved in our community. The first few dollars of your membership goes straight to helping us sponsor some kids, and then the balance goes right into helping me keep this ministry going. This is a full-time ministry for me. It's all I do. And we drive from place to place to place, and we tell people about Jesus. We see kids' lives get changed through child sponsorship, and we just try to bring hope everywhere we go. So if that sounds like something you want to be involved in, something you want to get interested in, head over to joindaysband.com. Hey, use the code NEWALBUM today, and you get $9 off of the lowest tiered membership. So it's called Tour Manager. So just go to joindaysband.com, click on Tour Manager, and then there's a coupon code button. Use the code NEWALBUM, and that'll give you $9 off your membership for each month for forever, actually for life. So we want you to be part of it. There's so much in there. We just call it our toolbox that we can always go into. It's searchable. There's an incredible community of people there praying for each other, worshiping together, and just sharing life together, and we want you to be a part of it. So maybe that's the new thing that you're going to start this year. But either way, just abide in Jesus. Okay? Let me read this verse one more time. John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. So I'm going to end this, I think, by, I'll put maybe a minute or two of just some peaceful visuals that we can meditate with. So just take the next minute or two and maybe just meditate on this verse. Just grab your Bible, look up John 15:5, and just meditate on this verse and let Jesus just speak to you and just abide in him, abide in his words, abide in his spirit, abide in who he is, abide in his life. But just take the time to do this. And this is a good practice to do every single day, to slow down our lives, begin something new, and let Jesus into the process. All right, so enjoy this time, and we'll see you guys on the next one.